If I'd have said to you last month that this would be a battle between two unbeaten sides, I'd have been locked in an insane asylum. But tonight, here in Slough, the TSI Bees welcome the reigning League and Cup champions. Sorry, League and Playoff champions even, in the Leeds Knights. Leeds are unbeaten 3 from 3, taking 2 wins off the Bristol Pitbulls last weekend and winning last night against the Peterborough Phantoms, while the Bees come fresh off the back of a win in Telford in overtime last Sunday and a win also in Bristol last night. We're here at the hangar. I've got the latest on the wheel of commentators with me. Anthony Russell, banners on the wall. Oh, I'll get this right in a minute, I should know this. Thank you for joining me here tonight for, like I said, Battle of the Unbeatens.
I think if anybody had said, like you said, Joe, it's a strange situation we find us in a little bit. Obviously, the fans here at the hangar, they back their Bees to the hilt, but if you'd said that they'd be 3 from 3, 21 goals in 7 games heading into this 4th game of the season against the team that last year ran roughshod across the National Division, people would have probably wondered if you'd put something in your morning coffee. However, here we are. It's a Bee side on form, it's a Knight side on form. It promised to be a fantastic game here this evening, but somebody loses that 0 tonight.
Somebody does, in fact, indeed lose that 0 tonight. As we look at the league table, it brings it up. Early doors at the moment, which means we get some tiebreakers which are a bit shanky. Hull Seahawks technically top of the league at the moment due to the fact there are 4 teams tied on 6. The tiebreaker then becomes a mini league table. Hull have played MK, which is why they are top. The rest of them are then sorted by goal difference. So don't read too much into it. It's only game 4 of the season. You know, still plenty of time.
But the chip spice is flowing in Hull nonetheless. The Seahawks have had a great start, all things considered. Another team that people weren't sure what would happen. A lot of those prodigal sons returning home. Lee Bonner, Bobby Chamberlain back with the Seahawks this year, back in their spiritual home. Matty Davis very, very confident about this Seahawks side. And well, after we saw the job they did to MK on Wednesday night, people are maybe having to start to maybe change a few of those predictions about them.
They've done a lot of work, especially in the 3 games. They came from behind against Milton Keynes. They got that penalty shot winning against Swindon last week, and the win in Peterborough. I believe it's 2 out of 3 games they've come from behind, and behind by a couple of goals as well to come back and get these wins.
Indeed, well, and also as well, I mean, you think the Bees have been in that sort of similar position. Admittedly, they did make life a little difficult for themselves against Telford last week, but we're seeing those sides that were losing those games, maybe by a goal, maybe by 2, or would get blown out early. Early doors, Hull and the Bees have proven that actually not only can they come from behind, they're also able to hold leads into it.
And obviously we have to talk about the league champions. 20 goals scored, 7 conceded through 3 games, and an anomaly. Words are hard. When you look at the list so far, with only Sheffield having conceded less at the moment.
Yes, of course, Sheffield haven't played the one fewer game because they were due in Swindon last weekend, which of course didn't go ahead. All our best to the fans of the Wildcats as that situation sorts itself out there. But yeah, Leeds have had a fantastic start. Sam Gospel going into last night, I believe, had a goals against of 1.5 and 95% save percentage. He's been the best netminder in the league by some distance for some time. Those early numbers proving that confidence from Ryan Aldrich.
Well, let's take a look at your 2 teams for tonight. Firstly, the home side, the TSI Bees. They line up as at full strength as humanly possible, given the departure of Sam Cooper. They welcome 2 Adam Rossbottom, 5 Ollie Nags, 9 Vanya Antonov, 14 Jack Hops, 17 Harry Harkup, 18 Ryan Webb, 19 Will Stead, 21 Marcel Balaz, 23 Dominic Gabai, 24 Dan Rose, 27 Josh Smith, 47 Edgars Landsbergs, 65 Harvey Stead, 71 Josh Kelly, 74 Liam Morris, 75 Brendan Baird, 91 Aidan Doughty, and 94 Stuart Mogg. Netminders 36 Brett Shepherd, 44 Britton Priest, and bench coaches of course Bill Webb. Anthony, you know obviously a lot of these players. You've watched the National League for eons. You know a lot of them from Basingstoke. But the one man who's probably been the most surprising to Bees fans in particular at the start of this season is Marcel Balaz, 13 points in 3 games.
A fantastic start for Marcel with his new team. Of course, did fantastic numbers last year with the Bison. I believe it was 66 or 62 in 52 games for him last year. Had a really good start, and there was a lot of controversy, a little bit about him in the sense that people looked at his numbers from where he'd been before and said this guy's not National Division quality. And a few people, should also be said, I was one of them, who said he's going to be fine. He's clearly proven he's fine, and he started out this season with an absolute bang. He has been on fire, on form to start with. That's what you want out of your import forwards.
Moving on to the visitors, the Leeds Knights. The Leeds Knights missing the same 2 they were missing one missing last night in Noah McMullen. Luca Sadri is the netminder that misses out tonight. They line up 2 James Archer, 3 Bailey Perry, 6 Ethan Hare, 8 Bo Neely, 10 Josh Atkins, 11 Matt Haywood, 12 Kieran Brown, 14 Lewis Baldwin, 24 Dylan Hare, 33 Finn Braden, 34 Gregor Mills, 37 Matt Barron, 41 Ollie Endicott, 44 Jordan Griffin, 81 Louis Colvin, 95 Matt Howlett, netminders 31 Sam Gospel, and 32 Harrison Walker. Their bench coach is of course Ryan Aldridge. Anthony, this team is stacked. You can go through all the names there. You've got Matt Hayward, you've got the imports of Josh Atkins, Matt Barron, and how do you not talk about the league MVP from last year, Kieran Brown?
Kieran Brown, I mean, you tripped over the word. I'm going to try not to. Kieran Brown is an anomaly at this division. We know that full well that Kieran could play well above this level. He could be playing pretty much for any team he wanted to if used correctly. But he's been the standout player of the national division. As the national division developed as a product, a thing of entertainment that people can have on ice, Kieran Brown is going to be central to that, because he is just one of the most exciting, naturally talented British players we have seen for quite some time.
As one of the stats I put out last year, Kieran Brown is one of only 4 players in history to have gone back-to-back 100-point seasons, with the likes of Tony Hand is on that list, Marcus Christopherson is on that list. And then if you look at possibly the potential to do a third in a row, he will be the only player in the history of the second tier to have scored 100 points in 3 consecutive seasons.
And the terrifying thing, of course, for every team around this division, he absolutely has the talent to do it. And we've seen as well from this, well, at least the start gives us the idea, he's got the supporting cast to do it. He is not an island unto himself, he is part of a team. But the one thing Ryan Aldridge has done with the Leeds Knights is make them a cast of characters up front that can attack.
As the Leeds Knights are on the ice, we just await the TSI World Bees who go to the, well, Annika Cam, as I call it. The officials for this evening, we are joined by, I believe it is Mr. Hugh Porton and Mr. Andrew Jarvie, and lines Mr. Rob Puller and Mr. Jonathan Saw on the lines for tonight's, like I said, it feels weird saying it, top of the table clash.
If things keep going the way they're going, I think people are going to have to start getting used to it. Confidence is a funny thing. 3 games in, this is a B-side brimming with confidence. Good things come when you believe in good things, is what they say. You make your own luck. It's going to be a tough one for the Bees tonight, but it's in their hands.
We'll of course bring you updates from the 4 other games going on when we're back from the first period break, as Britton Priest leads out the TSI World Bees for tonight's game. That leaves me with just enough time to say that we'll be back with you in 2 minutes, and it's over to DJ Danny Purchard for playing of the national anthem. Sharks 2, Sheffield Steeldogs 1 at the start of the second period up in Dumfries. We turn our attention to tonight's game between the Bees and the Knights. starting netminders, firstly for the visitors this evening, Sam Gospel. Gospel went into this weekend with a 952 save percentage, a 1.50 goals against average in 120 minutes, with one shutout against the Pitbulls. He was also in the pipes last night for the eventful 8-4 win over the Peterborough Phantoms. At the other end in goal for the TSI Well Bees, Griffin Priest starts his 4th game of the season. He has an 865 save percentage and a 4.32 goals against average in 3, shall we say, eventful games so far for the Bees. Anthony, it's 2 quality netminders who, in a perfect universe, will probably be elite league goalies.
Very much so. There was a lot of consternation, it should be said, in Dundee at the departure of Griffin Priest for the National Division, but ultimately, whilst he did get a decent amount of ice time last year with Dundee, what a young netminder like him needs is minutes starting. You need to be in that situation, get used to being a part of that, being the guy that the team relies on, leans on. That's how guys will develop his minutes in those key situations. And yes, Dundee gave him a little bit of an opportunity, but the one thing he is going to get here is he's going to be the number one, unquestioned, and the mission and a lot of it rests on his shoulders, and that's the fantastic thing for it. Sam Gospel, I don't know what Sam Gospel's got to do to be an elite league netminder to be part of the national team setup. You do wonder, you know, did he back over somebody's cat with his car by mistake or something like that?
To be an elite league netminder doesn't have to be North American, I believe. Correct. I know Leeds fans will hate me saying that Gospel should be an elite league netminder, but he's just that good.
He's very good.
As Hugh Polton drops the puck, we are underway with period number 1 as the Leeds Knights win the opening draw. It's dumped into the corner. Mogg will give chase for the Bees. Tries to go round the ball, blocked by Brown. The shot for Titan takes a deflection in front from Adkins. He goes wide. Adkins still with it on net, finds Brown. Held up against the boards. Barons will come in to take the puck away. Barron is there and send it back. Brown finds Barron in the low slot. Tries to go through. Good block by Mogg. That is cleared, and that will be icing.
Pretty high tempo start there from the Knights, which, considering the bus journey they've had, I was speaking to Ryan, their media chap. You know, they've been on the road since just before 11 o'clock. They didn't get here much before face-off. That's the way to start it. Really get the legs pumping, get the blood pumping as soon as possible. Put pressure on.
Yeah, I think they turned up just after 4. It's been a bit of a mad rush for the Knights today. Doesn't look like anything was safe, huh? Short to the right of Priest, leads with it. Archer towards goal. Hayward. Finds Howlett. Howlett moves away from one man. Held up against the boards there. Puck comes loose. Mogg will help it on its way as Goodbye takes it out of the zone. Goes round the pair. Good work by Colvin back there. Archer wheels around in his own zone. And that puck will go up and out of play.
He's just sitting a little bit on the back foot at the moment, and potentially, I mean, this is of course a way to kind of play the Knights, is to maybe invite a little bit of the pressure on, see, kind of feel them out, see what they're going to kind of offer. But it's a dangerous game to play against a team that can score as freely as the Knights can.
It is very dangerous, especially against a team. I think it was up near 5 goals a game they averaged at the end last year. Antonov creates a turnover at centre ice, skates in at the left-hand side, shot from a tight angle off the glove of Gospel. Knights there to clean up the damageable. Stead is able to take the puck away from Colvin. Antonov back up to the blue line and Harvey Stead. Bounces Brother Will, bounces over a stick, finds Smith. Smith tries to find Will Stead down low. Leeds with good sticks in the lane there to get away.
Some better ideas from the Bees there, though, actually, finding a little bit away, just a little bit of pressure there, forcing a turnover, making Gospel think about something.
Harvey Stead off the balls out of the zone, collected by Howlett. Dumping into the zone. Harvester will collect the loose puck. Endicott is there to meet him. Parker loses out to her. Kept in just, and eventually Paddy takes around back into the zone. Offside is called. Face off, I imagine, will just be outside the B zone.
Not the cleanest of starts from either side in the immediacy here. That feeling out process is very much underway for seeing each other for the first time.
Leeds again with just a few wild passes at the moment. Kelly blows an edge, Let's Endicott through. Endicott round 1, round 2. Ollie Endicott with some absolutely filthy mitts puts the Knights on the board. 2:23. Leeds take the lead.
The game of fine margins. If Josh Kelly doesn't lose an edge there, keeps on his feet, then he doesn't have that opportunity. And just what a shot by Ollie Endicott there. He's beaten Britton Priest over the blocker side shoulder. Absolutely ripped it. Priest will wonder whether it's a bit central, but you have to kind of make a decision as to kind of where you put yourself in that kind of play, and you've got the guy bearing down you. Tough start for the Bees there.
Mogg. Go to Rossbottom. Finds Landsberg. Go to Rossbottom. Tries to set Morris away at the right hand side. Big coming together between Morris and Griffin. Mogg takes it away from Barron. Up to Rossbottom. Morris again. Tries to flip it past Griffin. Leeds collect the loose puck. Adkins just goes offside, I think it's been called.
A little bit of a delay on that one. I think we all sort of carried on there. Adkins was convinced he was onside, and as were the rest of us there. Lovely hit there though between Griffin and Morris. Fantastic sort of just bit of open ice play. No nonsense afterwards. Both got on with it. That's what we like to see.
Perfectly clean hits are absolutely fine with us. Leeds try and come into the zone. Mogg able to break up the play. Doughty at the left-hand side. Flips of the head straight into the glove of Baldwin. Hold up along the boards. Bees bringing out in centre ice. Balaz towards goal. Straight off to the stick of Baldwin. He will flick it up and out. Mogg able to stop it from getting to Barron. Archer loses the handle for a second. Harvey-Stead collects. Doughty loses out to Archer. Leeds switching sides now to the left-hand side of the ice. Shot towards goal, goes wide of Priest's net. Howlett. Jones goes back to the blue line, taken away. Balaz with the opportunity. Good work by Neely to get back there to prevent the breakaway. Howlett at speed through one. Harvey-Stead comes over and pinches through, creates a turnover. Goodbye knocks it ahead. Icing's called. 4 minutes exactly gone in the first period. Bees feel a little bit penned in at the moment and not quite able to break out properly.
Yeah, and as we mentioned though, that initial sort of first shift of the game was the Knights pushing and pushing and pushing. The Bees is feeling a little bit sort of scrappy. They're trying to sort of chip the pucks away, get down the ice, but you know, like even there, the good example there, Aidan Doughty sort of flips it on and unfortunately just goes straight into the glove of the man who's defending in front of him.
Held up just off the puck drop. Goodbye, able to bring it away. Flips it away. Icing is waved off. Bees able to get a change. Knights to start the rush. That pass through Hayward's legs misses everyone, and that is Icing the other way. We'll go all the way back to the left of Sam Gospel.
Everybody gets a turn apparently.
Yep.
Neither side feels 100%. Obviously, the Knights are leading. They're leading off a very, very good goal, but neither side feels like they're really sort of establishing themselves too much at the moment. It's a little bit scrappy. Finding kind of the, remembering, certainly for Leeds, it's about remembering how this rink works, how the dimensions and stuff like that. And the Bees just feel a little bit tentative, a little bit nervous almost.
They've been a little nervous in every game they've played so far this year. And I think it is a case of, tonight in particular, it is a challenge. It's the first real challenge they've possibly had this year.
And certainly the biggest challenge they'll have of the year so far, a really good side. And this is the sort of the testing of those credentials, isn't it, for them? Well, you've won 3 games on the bounce, you've come from behind, you've dominated the team last night as well. And for the Bees, this is kind of, a real kind of test of their mettle. Well, now you are. You're 3 from 3. You want 4 from 4, you're going to have to work for it, apparently. Icing waved off, and we'll go to centre ice. Hayward wins the draw. Receives a return pass from his D man. So Howlett to front of the net, saved by Priest. Archer sends Ollie Nags to the gym. Hayward to the front of the net. Harvey-Stead with the stick down, take it out to the Knights D-man, which was Colvin. Colvin gets his pocket picked by Antonov. Been used to that from last year. Puck finds his way back to Will Stead. Stead shot towards goal, saved by Gospel. Puck still loose in front. No one really able to get it. Bundle in front. And Leeds do enough to recover. That position as well, where Harvey-Stead was thinking about pinching in and then just made the decision not to, and actually probably in the long game, probably the right thing to do. If he'd stepped in, it would have given a massive amount of space to a winger to sprint into.
Being still with it. Lose out as Rose can't get it away from Hayward. Neely ran the ball to Archer. Archer finds Hayward. Up through to Howlett. Howlett's shot blocked by Harvey Stead. Stead able to clear it up to his brother, Will Stead. For the first time all year they've been on the same line. This is going to be a long night. Knights with it in their own zone, try and bring it out. Perry knocks it clear. Kelly is the first man back. Pass off the stick of Hops. Kept in at the blue line by the Knights. Hops goes back to collect. Braden for company. Good work from Hare and Braden there, holding the corner.
That pressure again in the forecheck from this line with Ollie Endicott as well. It feels like the Bees don't quite know how to manage it.
Rose slides over to Hops. He will collect the loose puck. Again, just held in there. Perry and Harker. Puck finds his way back to Perry. He tries to go back to the blue line. Harker able to clear. Kept in again. Bees unable to leave the zone at the moment. Up to Webb this time. Held up by Dylan Hare. Hops from his own goal line. Spins away from Endicott. Looks for an option. Finds Dan Rose, flips it clear. He takes a big hit from Atkins into the bench. And let's go back and collect it with Dylan Hare.
With a change that the Bees desperately needed, they're able to get some fresh legs out onto the ice.
It's just waiting for an outlet. That one's shut down at the pass by Ross Bottom. Dylan Hare goes back, cycles around the ball, finds Adkins. Adkins, helped out by a linesman there, finds Kieran Brown. Kieran Brown drops it off to Barron. Adkins shot, blocked in front. Morris tries to clear to Landsbergs. Kept in again by Barron. Brown finds Brown down low. No look pass, so Adkins is not to take this time. Landsbergs collects the loose puck, finds Ross Bottom. He's again unable to get some good quality possession at the moment. Shot comes in, that goes wide high up into the netting. 7:30 exactly gone in the first.
The Bees have got to be careful here though, where it's starting to get a little bit scrappy. There's too many guys going to the puck. There was a moment there where you had one Leeds player with 4 Bees players within a very, very short space. All it needed was a half-decent pass to a man and he would have been in space and alone. The Bees just need to take a bit of a deep breath here, settle themselves down a bit. It's all very, very following the puck around a bit too much, almost like schoolyard football.
Balaz wins the draw, that puck takes a bounce off of the Zamboni doors and finds Brown. Kept in the blue line once more. Balaz collects it against the Zamboni doors. Finds Dowdy, he'll send Gabai away. Gabai pokes it around Griffin. Gets on the end of it. Don Gabai in on goal. Gabai, open man is Mogg. He misses out on the shot. Puck takes a high bounce. Gospel able to glove it down against his pads. Nice, find the way into Brown. Up ice to Archer. Archer takes a big hit from Harvey Stead, who comes off worse from that. Archer, lovely no-look pass, finds Hayward. Hayward shot for a triangle, that goes wide. Howlett. Down low to Archer. Tries to go back to Howlett in the slot. Another wayward poke there from Balaz. Almost gives it to Howlett. Balaz clears the zone at least. Knights the other way. Lose out again, Harvey Stead. Good stick work. Finds Baird. Cross ice pass. Finally put away to Dubai. Dubai, cross ice, shot in! And the Bees tie it up! I think it's Marcel Balaz again, 8:42. And it is. Marcel Balaz gets his 7th of the year.
I thought that was Josh Smith.
Josh Smith? It might be Josh Smith, you know. I just saw them all there together. Sorry, Josh.
Just manages to find Smith in just that little bit of space. The advantage of this sort of these large attacking zones here in Slough is it just gives people a bit of ice to skate into. There, great interplay between Gabai and Balash to set him free. Smith just had the extra step and just finds the top corner, and the Bees needed it. A goal against the run of play, but they're in it now. They've survived a little bit of the storm, and now they're tied again.
8:42 the time of the goal as Josh Smith levels up for the Bees. Apologies there for getting that one wrong. Antonov, cross-ice pass for Smith, doesn't come off, Nags is there. Gospel has left to play, only finds Woolstead. Woolstead shot from a tight angle. Leeds recover. Down low to Antonov now. Antonov from behind the goal, gets his pocket picked Smith from Goodbye and Baird is the first Bees goal. Oh, turned over again down like Antonov. No look pass again, picked off by Dylan Hare. Harvester takes another tumble. That's the second one for him so far. Knights with it from behind their own net. Braden. Through centre ice, Endicott. Can't quite get on the end of it. Nags will bring it the other way. Nags into the lead zone. 2 Knights of company. Baldwin able to recover. And might start the rush the other way. We're going hot potato with attacking rushes now. Drop pass into the high slot. Takes a bounce off the boards. Priest needs to get himself reset. Ethan Hare finds Adkins a low slot. Priest able to cover up as Adkins can't get the shot away. Good work there from Nags and Hops to not give him the moment there to get the shot off.
Yeah, Adkins just got himself a bit sort of locked up there, sort of trapped a little bit by the puck. Couldn't get much of a shot on anything, but like you said, the Priest managed to had the shot from Brown hit go over his bar. Needed to reset himself. Did reset himself. He can only stop the shots that come. He stopped the shot that came.
Baldwin from the blue line, down low to Adkins. Fine. Landsberg's now. Tries to find Ross bottom, bounces over a stick. Griffin will go back and collect. Needs from behind their own goal. Adkins, kicked down by Landsbergs. And bring it away eventually, right? Cross ice pass to Barron. Barron shot. Saved, gloved in fact by Priest. Face off lead to his right. 10:39 gone so far in the first.
Nice tidy stop there. Managed to get the glove to it as well. And any shot you can stop from Kieran Brown. I think you just need to, put that one in your little confidence bank. And thank you, lucky stars. It probably didn't hit you in the mask. I think is probably the way to go on that one.
Bees win the draw. Finds way over to Doughty on the left-hand side. Up ice to Goodbye. Takes it around Colvin. Don Goodbye around the back of the net. Tries to find Doughty. 3 Knights there for company. Gospel takes a bit of a bump there as Doughty is dropped. Puck still loose. Finds Goodbye back door. Did not read it well. Balaz. Up to the blue line. Shot through traffic. Blocked in front. Knights will bring it the other way. Archer knocks it onto Howlett. His pass only finds Doughty. Goodbye will bring it the other way. Can't get it to his stick. And loses out. Ethan Hare. Over to Hayward. Hayward off the left-hand side. Hayward to the front of the net. Reese now takes some puck loose in the crease. Not clear. Colvin collects. Perry shot through traffic. Takes a few deflections. Good save from Priest against the post. Hayward had the chance on the back door. Priest flung out a massive right leg there to stop it from going in, and then pulls a Stevie Lyle and kicks the goal off.
Or Joe Watkins.
Watkins as well.
Given the team, which would be more apt. That's, again, the pace has really picked up all of a sudden since that Bees goal. Play starting to move end to end much quicker, much faster, and the Bees actually there, they've done really, really well. Like I said earlier, they were weathering that storm. They could have been 2, maybe even 3 down for a point. Found themselves only 1. We're now at 1-1. They know the Knights are going to bring that level worth of attack, fast plays, good stick handling, and actually when they can get into the crunch like that, those guys have collapsed down around Priest, kept the net safe. Still tied at 1. Keep yourself within a puncher's chance against a good team like this. Good things can happen.
Balaz wins the draw. Finds his way over to Smith. Smith tries to go for the cutback pass. Balaz takes it away from Baldwin. Finds his way against Gospel's net. He'll hold on to it. Quickly goes from one end to the other. We'll have another face-off to Gospel's right.
He was in 2 minds there for a second, Sam Gospel, about covering that up. I think he was just waiting to see whether anybody wanted to make a play, then realised just how close the Bees on rushing forward was to him, and he changed his mind.
Common sense prevailing. Face off to Gospel's right is won by Will Stead. Stead taken away by Barron. That's the other way. Loose puck again finds a way to Antonov. Antonov goes around Baldwin. Knight's able to recover as Antonov breaks his stick, must have done yet. Knight's the other way. Brown takes it away from Baldwin, gives him a helpful shove back to the defensive zone. Griffin will find Baldwin, back to Adkins. Adkins is lovely play. Brian with the shot. I think get blocker on that and tip it over the bar from Priest. Rose tries to come the other way. Adkins separates him from the puck. Barron. No, the left-hand side of Barron. He'll tip it ahead. Knights go for a change. Parker takes it round Ethan Hare. Collected by Dylan Hare. Mills, his first shift of the game. Loses out on the puck. Still finds his way over to Ollie Endicott. Hosted able to get there ahead of him. Instead, behind his net to Rose. Parker tries to go cross ice to Webb. Hare and Endicott runs into each other. Webb able to cut in and go. Ryan Webb, puck loose in front again. And Gospel reaches back and covers up. Something from nothing there for the Bees as the Knights collide into each other. Ryan Webb steals in, almost crafts a chance.
Well, if you can't craft the chance yourself, let them do it for you. I suppose capitalise on those errors. Close there for the Bees as they took advantage of. It's a very bizarre, very odd moment there. You know, I like to hug my friends too, but probably not in the middle of work.
No. And not in that place on the ice either.
No. Latest does well from Dumfries is currently now 2-2 between the Sharks and the Steel Dogs. Some chap by the name of Jono Phillips.
Never heard of him.
No.
Shot from a wide angle comes in. Blocked away by Gospel. Knights break out from their own zone. Archer from the right hand side tries to go to the front of the net. Deflected by, I think it's Harvey Stead in front, and just triples wide of Priest's left hand post. Priest
was anticipating the one going across there, and that deflection just took it a little bit closer to his net than he thought it was going to. It was almost slid too far.
Neely from the blue line. Down low behind the Bees net. Haywood and Lags. Lags able to get there ahead of Haywood. Finds Landsbergs. Landsbergs chips it up ice. Bees will change. Neely goes back to collect the loose puck. Goes to the cross ice pass. Well picked off by Harvey Stead this time. Can't get it under control. Howlett steals it away for a second. And we'll go back to Barron. Adkins from the Bees blue line. Finds the puck eventually. Adkins at the right hand side. Goes for behind the net. Howlett in front of the net gets a bit of a shot from Brendan Baird, and Brendan Baird doesn't particularly like that.
Howlett's got in a little bit close there. He's lent into Britton Priest into the post, and I think that's knowing Brendan Baird as well as I know Brendan Baird, that's not the sort of thing that goes down particularly well in his household.
No.
It's interesting, isn't it, as well, where I talked at the beginning about the fact that Bees were starting to have a few troubles just passing, you know, trying to chip things out. It was sort of hitting people. It's evened up a little bit now, hasn't it? It's a little bit sort of testy and pokey and proddy both ways, where teams just aren't quite getting those clean passes. Where the Knights were looking a bit slick in the opening stages, they're not looking quite as slick now. No. At least it doesn't feel like that.
No, it does feel like it's gotten just a little bit more scrappy, and maybe the game plan that they have tried to bring into this, maybe the Bees have found a way of just counteracting it, and they're trying to work out what plan B is going to be. And let's face it, with Leeds, there could be plans A through Z, and get there eventually. Dumped in, Baird tries to clear it, then tries to drop Kieran Brown. Adkins steals in, left-hand side finds Brown. Brown goes to the shot, takes another deflection, didn't quite get hold of it. Goodbye able to clear.
Well, we know Kieran Brown likes golf, but I'm not sure the golf swing is needed quite at that point.
Leeds start the rush, Adkins. Moves to his left, stops. Cross ice pass to Barron is tipped away by Goodbye. Brown back up to the blue line. Griffin around the horn, but shot is saved by Priest. Priest giving Adkins a shove.
Adkins was parked very, very firmly in his crease there. Most goalies are not super keen on being that closely monitored.
Ballard's shot from the left face-off dot takes the deflection, goes high up into the netting. Leeds players not making themselves many friends with the Bees defensemen at the moment.
Change of game plan, I think it is. You know, that some of that's some of the passes are starting to go astray. It's not being quite as slick as it once was. So why not getting some faces out of some metaphorical and physical cages, as it were, and see what happens. Can Britton Priest handle that pressure when everybody's literally and metaphorically sitting on him?
It's been weird through the pre-season games as well, with the Raiders and Swindon. Both teams tried to make a point of getting in Priest's face and trying to rattle him, and it doesn't seem to affect him that much.
When you're taller than everybody else, it's hard to be intimidated.
No, exactly. 6'7" out of skates.
And armed.
Kelly from behind the Bees net. Up to Smith, tries to go to Antonov, can't quite get a stick down. And that will be called icing. And came out length of the ice. 4:19 to go in the first period.
Whizzed by so far. dare I say it.
Now you've done it.
I don't believe in luck, Joe, so it makes no difference to me.
No, but I believe in penalties, and that's usually what follows. Face off to Priest's right. One, well, held up really, and then immediately blown dead.
Somebody jumped the gun.
Yeah, I believe the Knights were the ones given the warning there. Matt Haywood. Haywood wins the draw. Finds his way back up to the blue line. Howlett trying to spin away from Antonov. Howlett down low finds Haywood. Haywood shot from a tight angle. Swallowed up by Priest. And the goal down this end for the Bees has come up quite a few times now. It's doesn't usually do that, I must admit.
Gravitational pull, that's what we'll put it down to. He's definitely, Priest is obviously just is trying to post up on it, up and get him and push off, and it's just, yeah, maybe the peg's just not quite as deep as it could be on that one, but he's not going to take umbrage with the referee blowing the whistle and helping him.
Howlett again able to find space in a phone box at the moment, and there it is in front for him. That shot takes a deflection off a stick of Stead, I believe, and goes over the bar. Bees the other way, Harker chips it ahead for Rose to give chase. They'll have Haywood for company. Dropped off, spinning around, Webb, shot for a time angle, tip in front, saved by Gospel, puck loose. Knights not able to get it under control. Nags still with it. Bees lose out of position, are able to get it back, they can. It's held up against the boards in the far corner there. Knights shovel it away, that'll go the length of the ice. Priest will have to play it as his own goal. He shoves it away to Harvey Stead, Archer gives chase. Harvey Stead sent back by Kieran Brown. Quite happy to go back behind his own goal, let the Bees set up. Finds Morris, up to Rosbach. Baldwin will collect from behind the Knights net. It's over to Barron. Drops off to Brown. Brown goes around one, slides off to Atkins on his left hand side. Atkins shot takes the deflection, goes wide. Back up to Griffin on the blue line. Down to Atkins again. Baird for company. Finds Baldwin. Baldwin shot through traffic, takes a couple of deflections, one off the scale of Mogg and goes wide. Baird. Atkins held up. Barron flips it off to Brown in front of the net. That shot, not quite all of that one as it goes over the bar. Landsbergs finds Morris. Morris at speed, bounces off Baldwin, but Baldwin's sticking away. Able to create space. Knights go for a change. Baird collects the loose puck. Both teams will.
Noted frustration there from Kieran Brown. Even he's starting to realise that perhaps he's not able to do absolutely everything by himself. This top line's had lots of ideas and lots of great attacking impetus, but just isn't quite coming off for them.
Kept out the blue line by Mogg. Mogg shot towards goal, kicked into the corner by Gospel. Parry able to alleviate the puck from Barnes. Chipped ahead to Baird. Finds Mogg. Baird up to Doughty. Not ahead. Gabay will give chase. Dylan Hare for company. Blown edge again for Gabay. It seems to be a theme for the Bees of the evening. Knights the other way, starting to rush up the right hand side, and Braden stops in its tracks. Harvey Stead can't quite get away from Ethan Hare, does eventually at the second time of asking. Knights with it, centre ice. Ethan Hare into the B zone, 3 for company. Puck will trick its way down to Priest. Hold on with 1:09 left in the first period.
It has just got very scrappy, hasn't it? And it's not necessarily, this isn't necessarily a bad thing for the Bees, because the Knights, as we know, a lot of the similar guys from last year and even the new guys have been brought in with a very, very similar strategy, which is quick passing, high skill. We know some of the players that they have, and actually making things just a little bit bumpy, a little bit problematic is probably what the Bees need to do.
Haywood from the Bees goal line, looks for an option, waits for a man, Howler down front. Priest with his blocker down, stops that. Inside the final minute of the first period as the Bees clear it up ice. Wilstead will turn and go back the other way, finds his brother Harvey. Long cross-ice pass straight into the glove of the Knights defenseman. Wilstead is there to drop him down. Antonov the other way. Haywood it was who was dropped. Antonov still with it. Antonov to the front of the net, saved by Gospel. behind the goal. Knights able to bring it the other way again. Chance for one more attack, it looks like, as they dump it on ahead. Bees collect the loose puck. Smith trying to take it away from one. Archer is able to stop him in his tracks. 16 seconds to go. Time for one more chance for the Knights. Flick towards goal. Priest was sticking into the corner. Adkins tries a cross-ice pass from the side angle. Antonov the other way on his own, 1-on-2. Antonov winds up, fakes the shot. Drop passes to Josh Adkins. Chance if they're quick with it. And Kieran Brown runs out of time. He put the move on Stuart Mogg. And the buzzer goes to prevent the one-on-one chance with Britton Priest. 20 minutes gone here in Slough. The Bees 1, Leeds Knights 1. It's been a very even period.
It's been even to an extent, although I think the better chances, the more chances have come the Knights' way. I'm interested to hear the shot count off this, because the Knights have had quite a few shots, but a lot of them have gone high, a lot of them have gone wide, a lot of them taken sort of bumps off of sticks and things. I think the Bees are going to be happier though going into this period break, because the one thing I sort of mentioned, they've weathered the storm, and they've actually shown that they can kind of stand up to this sort of very high-powered Leeds attack. Of course, we remember that this is a Knights side that was 3-0 down at the end of the first period last night and won 8-4. So 40 minutes is nothing to the to Ryan Aldridge's side in terms of being able to to manoeuvre with and get some more goals. But this is it's a confidence booster for the Bees. They've taken what the Knights have been able to throw at them, they've countered it, and they've scored. That's a big thing here as well.
They took the chance they had when they got it. That's the key thing, and it's something you do have to do against the Knights. We were saying it before the game started, but it's a team you have to be perfect against, and so far they have been almost perfect. It's can they keep it up for 40 more minutes, and can Leeds find that extra gear to carry on further?
We will see. I think the thing I'm interested in is that the Bees have got to try and defend with a little bit more composure. It's been a bit manic and a bit chaotic at times around Britton Priest, and sometimes that works, but you can't do it for 60 minutes.
No, well, that's the end of the first period here. It's Bees 1, Leeds 1. We'll be back in about 50. Welcome back for the start of the second period break. It's second period between the TSI World Bees and the Leeds Knights. It is currently 1-1, and I had one co-commentator in Anthony Russell, and I've now been joined by a second one. And this second one is a 9-foot B. Hi Buzz, how you doing?
To Buzz's credit, he's not said a thing wrong all night.
No, but Buzz, you can't say that on air. No, you can't say that on air. People will complain. Yeah, notes. He's bought notes. No, you don't want to throw that one.
I wouldn't recommend it.
No. So look, behind the scenes, this is what we have to deal with. Buzz, 1-1 after 20. Happy or sad? Happy, yeah.
I don't think he's got every right to be as well.
Yeah.
It's been a pretty, like we said, it was a period where the Bees had to kind of weather the storm a bit, and they've done that.
12 shots on goal on Britton Priest in the first period, 9 on Sam Gospel in the Leeds net.
Now we wonder whether that was going to be a little bit on the light side, but actually, as we were chatting off air during the break, actually a lot of those chances for the Knights took deflections off of sticks, went over, went wide, and so on and so forth. So maybe a little bit closer than you and I thought it was going to be in the immediacy. But
sorry about that. It's just the most bizarre 2 minutes of my life. I've just watched a 9-foot B try and walk through a door.
British ice hockey is a strange place at times, but ice hockey is the sport that produces memories that you can't get anywhere else. Moments of excitement, high drama, and anthropomorphic insects walking through doors.
So I feel like I'm having a fever dream. I'm not even ill. Scores from elsewhere, at least the ones I can find. Anyway, Sheffield Steel Dogs 2. Solway Sharks 2, that one's in Solway, that's the end of the second period.
Yes.
It is Raiders 1, Swindon Wildcats 2. Chris Jones has just scored before the end of the first period there at the Sapphire. And after 12 minutes, the Bristol Pitbulls weekend goes from worse to even worse. They're 3-0 down in Peterborough.
It's going to have to be a rethink at some stage now in Bristol about some of those line combinations and kind of what they do. They take a bad weekend, sometimes you can kind of overplay it, and sometimes the thing to do is to not make changes for the sake of making changes. But they got hammered last night and they're getting hammered now, and yeah, you do have to wonder what's on the drawing board there for Jamie Elsom and the Bristol Pitbulls.
Potential false dawn in the pre-season weekend over D-side. People got obviously maybe read a bit too much into it from those two games.
Yeah, and I think as well the thing, pre-season is pre-season, it's training is what it is. It's training with added pressure, and sometimes that's yeah, like you say, people maybe have read a little bit too much into that. Something isn't working in Bristol, but they have time and they do have some quality there to make those changes.
Jaffrey drops the puck. We are underway for period number 2. I'd say 1-1 as Doughty knocks the puck ahead. Finds Baldwin. Baldwin able to find Barron. Brown collecting from his own D-zone. Sets Barron away. Through centre ice. Moves to his right. Moves round Mogg. Shot for a tight angle. Saved by Priest. He'll hold on. And we start the same way we did in the first period with a quick shot from the Knights and a face-off to the Bees left after 20 seconds.
Post didn't come off this time at that end though.
No, we had an issue with this goal down here towards us on the right hand side where Sam Gospel is now last week as well, where they spent a good 5 minutes trying to put the goal in place. Knights win the draw, Baldwin down low. Puck finds its way to Watkins, moves around Mogg. Glove down, Barron goes to assist. And loses out to Gabai. Gabai flips it up ice. Balaz able to bring, Doughty able to bring it down for Balaz. Balaz tries to get back to Doughty. Good stick in the lane there from Baldwin. Back to Mogg. Balaz turns, fires, shot saved by Gospel.
Superb save by Gospel there. Reaction save from that snapshot from Balaz. He needed to get the leg out and he did.
Bees go for a change. Mogg brings it to centre ice. Big hit comes in there. Glancing blow from Brown. Bees try to start rush. Wilstead, that is offside as Antonov joins in off the bench.
Any further, he would have been up here with us.
Well, I think the Bees may have gotten away with them there because Balaz didn't make the bench before Antonov came off and there were 6 Bees players on the ice. So we missed one there.
Hey, counting's hard.
Hey, words are hard. I've just noticed that this evening.
as we've both shown this evening.
I can't even use the pre-season excuse anymore. Neely with it for the Knights, off the boards. Finds Howlett. Knocked ahead by Archer. Puck finds Antonov. Antonov into the zone, knocked away by Hayward. Howlett takes a big hit from Wilstead. Shot from way out from Archer is gloved by Priest, and he'll hold on.
One of those ones you stick your glove out for just for the sake of it. You don't quite know where it's going, so you might as well be sure.
Yes, I might as well stop something and catch it.
I have this big glove. I'll use this. But no, again, it's all things like that for netminders. It's all about confidence, about getting a feel of where the puck's going, where shots are coming from, getting your angles. Of course, being at a different end. Yes, you train here, but it's different when it's the game's going. So it can only bode well.
Knights with it. Winning in the zone from his Howlett. Tries to work a shot, that's blocked by Smith. He'll try and bring it out. Smith will collect and help it out the zone. They'll give chase. Icing is called. And we'll go back the length of the ice. Just under 2 minutes gone here in the second period.
Officials gained a stick here.
Yes, Smith lost it, broken, so he's now trying to get a new one and also taking a bit of time.
Mr. Polton not wanting to join in, apparently.
Face off left of Priest, won by the Knights. Puck finds his way to Perry, knocks it into the zone. Third unit out for the Knights. Ethan Hare spins away from Wilstead, finds Braden. Turned over, Antonov able to create it. Gets it out the zone, Dylan Hare there to collect. Punched down by Harvey Stead. Endicott off the boards, held up by a linesman there. Bees able to steal one. Wilstead finds Josh Smith. Smith goes to pass on to Antonov, shot wide of the net. He's hauled down. Smith takes the stick at high. 2 Bees down as the Knights try and clear it. Didn't appear to be anything malicious in either of those incidents. Both men are back up.
Did wonder what was happening. Did wonder whether the whistle necessarily went there, but Dylan Hare there with what, if he had been called there, that would have been a very necessary kind of penalty. So he put enough pressure on Antonov there to just not quite make clean contact. You think Banya Antonov, if he'd gotten what he wanted to on that shot, even Sam Gospel might have struggled.
I think it's just a case of 2 men down in a quite dangerous area of the ice there is the reason why it's been stopped. Leeds win the draw anyway. Griffin's attempt to clearance is picked off by Harcup. Webb with it down low. Goes back to Harcup. He loses out to Adkins. Webb able to bring it away, leaves the zone, Bees retreat. Bees will go all the way back to the other end of the ice. Baird takes a bounce off the boards away from Rose. Adkins finds Barron, down low to Brown. Here comes the highlight reel, intercepted there by the Bees. They clear it, icing waved off. Griffin will get there first, Rose for company. Tries to get a Baldwin. Bounce takes it up to Barron. He finds Brown, cross ice to Adkins. Adkins at the right hand side, shot for tight angles, blocked in front. Mogg able to bring it away, kept in by Griffin at the blue line. Webb off the boards. Mogg, Rose even, I should say on that one, is able to punch it on its way. Icing waved off, Bees able to get a change in.
Nice even start to the period, what we've ended up with so far. If anything, the Bees have had slightly better pressure so far.
Howlett knocks it down to Hayward. Hayward from behind the Bees net. Looking for an option. Loses out the puck to Landsbergs. Landsbergs will bring it away. He loses out to Neely. Landsbergs held it now. Archer brings it away from him. He'll knock it cross ice into the corner. Matt Hayward gives chase. Morris takes a hit from Archer. Held in the Bees zone. Bees able to clear. Finally, Landsbergs escorted away by Neely. Flips it towards goal, goes into the glove of Gospel. He pushes it out for Colvin. Colvin spinning away from Rossbottom. Goes over to Neely. Up the ball to Archer. Ian Morris never forgets.
He does not, no.
And penalty is called from behind the player there. First one of the night on Mac Howlett. By the looks of 2 minutes tripping is the call.
Yeah, he's just caught the legs of Harvey Stead there, and you know, not a malicious thing. Stick was just in the wrong place at the right time. He's arguing it, and most hockey players would, I venture, in that sort of circumstance. But I can 100% see why that's been called, because the stick was there and down he went.
2 for tripping at 24-31 for the Leeds Knights. The Bees go to power play for the first time tonight. The Bees power play heading into tonight. 3 goals on 16 attempts, 18.75%. The Leeds Knights 15 for 18, 83.33 on the penalty kill. They've given up 3 goals already. Bees with the puck down low. Finds Goodbye. Goodbye tries to work a shot into Doughty. Doughty will collect the loose puck. Finds Goodbye. Slides over to Mogg, but a good stick there from Brown. He's able to get it out of the zone.
The danger here for the Bees is that with that man off the ice, if anything, it almost plays into Leeds' hands having extra space.
That, and if the Leeds can create a turnover in the final seconds, Mac Howlett is a speed demon.
He is indeed.
Baldwin with the puck. He will launch it the length of the ice, batted down by Barron. He loses the stick in the process and punches it into the corner. Mogg will be the first to the loose puck.
Resourceful penalty killing there from
Absolutely. Wilstead into the zone, looks for a pass. Adkins in the way, finds Hayward and sets Hayward on his way. 1 man to beat. Good stick brought there by Downey to get back into it and take away. Smith then turns it over, giving it to Hayward. No one in the blue shirt helping him out. Hayward goes for a cross-ice pass, still winds up with Adkins. Bees finally able to bring away. 45 seconds left on the Howlett minor. Bees into the zone. Good stick work again, shot from his side, right-hand side, saved by Gospel. Goodbye with it. Goes back up to the blue line. Wilstead can't get control of it for a second. Goodbye down to Balaz. Tries to go back to Goodbye. Mogg will keep it in at the blue line. Balaz with it. 23 seconds. Down low now to Goodbye. Goodbye thinking Rory Herman. No. Back to Mogg. Mogg shot from the blue line through traffic. Loose in front. Goodbye at the back door. And the Bees take the lead on the power play with the coach's 7th of the year, 26-19.
Well, it hadn't been the crispest, the cleanest of power play. It had been a bit messy, a bit scrappy, much like the game so far. But that little moment of opening, Dom Goodbye does not miss from that distance, and he's made Leeds pay. And the Bees are 2-1 in front with just about a little over half the game to go. And you know what? There's an argument there value for this.
It's the shot from the blue line from Mogg. It's gloved down in front. It hits off a body. Gospel commits, and Goodbye is the 1 man at the back door as they break it again. Josh Smith, brilliant save from Sam Gospel. The Bees did this last night in Bristol where they scored 2 in quick succession. Vanya Antonov starts to rush up the left wing, finds Josh Smith, puts the move on, I think it's Dylan here, and it's a great save between the legs for Sam Gospel to stop a third.
And that's why Sam Gospel is so vital. Everybody talks about the attacking prowess of the Leeds Knights, but when you've got a netminder who can make a big stop like that at a crucial moment where you're on the back foot, where you've just conceded and you've just gone behind, that is the value and the momentum shift that Sam Gospel can bring to a side.
The puck gets iced 11 on the clock.
Peterborough 4, Bristol 1 at the end of the first.
Bristol get 1 back. Again, can't keep letting yourself get into a hole at that point. Face off to the left of Priest, won by the Bees. Antonov tries to bring it away from the Knights. Colvin with good work to get it away from him. Finds who Colvin, attempts a pass there. Almost returned to the Knights D-man. Barron tries to bring it over to Adkins. Adkins from behind the Bees net finds Colvin at the blue line. Colvin towards goal, blocked in front. Bees bring it the other way with Antonov. Antonov, there's another penalty there. I think it's going to be interference here on the Knights. And it is. 2 quick penalties there. 27-23 on the Knights. And Josh Adkins heads to the box for interference.
Another one they're arguing, and he's banged to rights on that. I'm really sorry. I know that some will make the argument that Antonov has skated into it looking for it, but don't skate into him, I think is probably the only thing there. Tough one to argue for Adkins. We also have word from Dumfries. Jack Brammer has put the Steel Dogs 3-2 in front.
27-23 the time of the penalty. Bees keep it in the blue line again. Mogg met by Howlett. Puck bobbling loose, collected by Goodbye goes for the back door again, this time for Balaz. No one picked him up there in the blue shirt. Balaz finds Goodbye down low, goes to the low slot. Hayward there reads it and will set Mac Howlett on his way. Howlett up the right hand side, Hayward crashing towards again. Howlett goes to the cross-ice pass, misses out, Bees the other way. Balaz slides it to his left. Mogg back up to Balaz. Goodbye, shot fired. We think it's saved by Gospel, and he has held it underneath his arm. That was a howitzer from the coach.
Gospel's held on to that. He wasn't 100% sure he'd kept the hold of it. I did have a look around.
Yep.
But he has managed to hold that one. Aiden down to there, wincing, flexing his fingers there. Clearly something not quite right in the right hand there, but. Off we go again. Brown jumps on the loose puck at the right-hand side, cuts inside instead. Kieran Brown, shot saved by Priest. No, it's gone through! And the Knights get a short-handed one. Kieran Brown, you give him an inch, he'll take a mile. And he gets his 7th of the year. Short-handed, 28-12. I think Preston Priest is going to be disappointed with that one. He felt like he'd caught a bit of it. And yes, Kieran Brown has a shot release above pretty much every player in this league, including most of the imports. But he's going to be disappointed with that one. He definitely got a piece of it. But the Knights on level terms, and in the worst of ways as well, that short-handed goal. But the Bees have still got 1 minute and 11 seconds left of power play to kind of do something with it. They can strike quickly now and make Leeds have to really start doing some re-evaluating as to how they're playing this one.
Shows the difference between just how 2 different moments separated by merely a minute. Goodbye's shot is held in that similar position as Gospel does there. Priest at the other end, not quite as lucky as that shot hits pipe from Vanya Antonov at the left-hand side. That one comes off the point of the post and the crossbar, goes high up into the netting. 51 seconds left on the Adkins minor.
Well, we said we were in for a game, and we genuinely have, and we've really been in for a game. Many people would have looked at this at the beginning of the season and thought maybe this was a very one-sided affair. Far from it. We've been treated to some, maybe not a game for the purists, but certainly entertainment.
Will Stead finds Mogg, tries to go to Antonov, that's blocked by Brown. Knights fans, we will get you the replay of that second goal shortly. Brown to the front of the net. That's a good glove there from Priest. Matt Barron had a chance there for a second short-hander. Bees just need to settle it down. 25 seconds left on the Adkins minor.
Yeah, with just about 20 seconds left on this power play for the Bees. Thing to do now, settle things down, just try and get up ice as it starts to die down so that they can't give them too much of a chance when the penalty expires.
Stead creates a little bit of space for Rose. Rose down the back of the net finds Antonov at the left hash. Antonov finds Mogg off the bench. Mogg shot through front. Saved by Gospel. Puck still loose. Gospel's no idea where it is as the Knights return to full strength. Howlett tries to skate away from Antonov. Antonov with 2 Knights around him. He loses out on the puck. Howlett finds Neely. Over to Dylan Hare. Knights the other way. Howlett into the B zone. Baird collects a loose puck, loses out on it almost immediately. Finds Howlett shot wide. Hayward. Held up in the corner. Archer for assistance, I should say. Hayward down low to Archer. Up to Griffin from the blue line. Baldwin steps in, shot, takes deflection, that goes wide. But he's unable to clear as Archer tries to deposit Harry Harkup into the Knights bench.
Well, Harkup's a very, very talented young player, but I don't think you can take him with you guys.
Hayward spins away from one, loses out on the puck from a good poke check. Will Stead is there. Loses out to Baldwin. Baldwin tries to pin the referee to the boards. Baldwin still with it. Loses out to Howlett. Howlett tries to go back to the blue line, still with it, Matt Howlett. Again, another Fandom pass. Baldwin down low again. Turnover created there. Dan Rose the other way. Bees get over centre ice, flip it towards goal. Gospel pushes it away. Harkup able to steal in away from Baldwin. Kept in the blue line by Mogg, and that goes high up into the roof of the net. 8:57 to go in the second period.
The thing I've been impressed with actually with the Bees so far, and one of the things that certainly in some of the pre-season stuff I wrote for Banners on the Wall, the thing I was worried about was kind of a bit of that sort of physicality in defence. It was an issue for the Bees last year. They were bullied, pushed out of games. And actually one of the things they've done against a very sort of, what's the word I'm looking for here? Insistent Knights forecheck. It's actually they're not getting bullied off the puck. They're battling out on the boards and actually winning some of those ball battles against a Leeds side that last year were winning them quite easily.
Downey flips into the zone. Nice play to the Perry. Up ice. Endicott will set Ethan Hare away. Turning away. Big collision there at centre ice between Endicott and Ollie Nags. Oh, sorry, it's Jack Hobbs, I should say. Loose puck in the Knights zone. Balance is there first. Endicott goes for him as well. Perry able to take it away from Goodbye. Endicott then goes for Jack Hobbs again. And he's got a hold of him there. Endicott and Hobbs here. Off the side of the net. Endicott challenging a 17-year-old kid here. It's quite interesting.
I think Hobbs has given as good as he's gotten there, and ultimately I think that's 1-0. That's 1-0 Jack Hobbs really, because
he's drawn a penalty there. Endicott has gone to the box. Hobbs is also going now. I was about to say he admittedly skated to the bench first time round. I think that's going to be 2 minutes. Both of you have a sit down
and think about what you've done. I mean,
we have now got the second goal for you here, Nantes fans. Ansley.
What a shot release! Actually, I've probably done Britton Priest a bit of a disservice there. That shot is at such a speed under the arm that he's just not had a chance with that. Apologies to Britton on that one. I thought he'd be wanting that one back, and maybe, well, all goalies want every goal back, don't they? But nothing he could do with that one. Absolutely snapped by him.
So we'll await confirmation on what penalties that. I imagine it's going to be 2 minutes for roughing each, but we will await confirmation. 31:48 the time of the penalties. Oh, here we go. Face off right of Priest. Both receive 2 for roughing, so we'll stay 5 on 5. Baldwin pitching off the blue line. Down there, tries to take it away from Mogg. He loses out. Bees the other way. Barron there to collect the loose puck, flips it on ahead. Baird and Mogg will give chase. Puck still finds way over to Barron. Antonov tries to take it away from him. Turnover at centre ice again. Baldwin in the Knights zone. Spin, manages to get away from Will Stead. Spins back the other way. Around the boards finds Brown up the left wing. Slow and steady from the Knights captain. Finds Griffin. Drops it off from Adkins. Adkins shot. Blocked away by Priest. Antonov collects the loose puck. Goes to the big cross-ice pass. Finds Smith. Smith floats one in. Gospel able to push it down into the corner. Baldwin with it. Antonov the company. Gets helped out there by Ryan Webb.
Very underrated bit of Andrew Antonov's game as well. There is his forechecking ability. That's the sort of thing he can do.
It's something, dare I say, that's really improved from his time at Stretton. You know, coaches like Adam Carr, Michael Farm, Ben Painter, forechecking is a big part of that game. So he's actually had to pick up more of it as the years have gone on.
He also has probably one of the longest sticks for one of the shortest people I've ever met in British ice hockey, it must be said. It does make forechecking a lot easier when you're able to poke check from twice your own body length.
Always helpful. Colvin, around the back of the net, tries to drop it off to Hayward. The puck does eventually find up on a Knights stick. Howlett from the tight angle goes over the crossbar with his shot. Colvin, back to Neely. Neely's shot takes the deflection off the stick of Webb. Bees the other way. No, that's also kept in by Howlett. Not quite inside the B zone. Knights will have to retreat momentarily. Colvin up to Hayward. Hayward around the boards. Howlett manages to take it away from Baird for a second. Bees able to bring it away. Chipped up ice. 1v1 foot race there between Neely and Harker. Cleared. Rose unable to get a hold of it. Matt Howlett will start the rush the other way for the Knights. Howlett then fans on the pass. Works out better for him. Creates a bit of space for himself. Spins away from the Bees D-man. Goes back to Colvin. Neely from the right hand side. Shot is kicked away by Priest. Mills. Down at Hayward.
Knights got to be careful there. There's a lot of men.
Yeah. Bees players wanted it. Nothing going for the refs.
No, they just about got away with that one.
Seemed just about enough. I think if Gregor Mills, there was a player against the bench, I think if they hadn't have jumped off any faster, it would have been a definite call. Bees the other way. That's knocked ahead by Rose. Lose the Bees go for a change. Braden back to Neely. Off the boards. Rossbottom is able to jump back into the play. Finds Neely again. Over to Mills again, kept into the blue line by the Bees. Rossbottom able to bring it away from the scrum. Dylan Hare clears it up ice, finds way to hit Ethan Hare. Dumped down low. Big hit against the balls on Braden. Perry steps in, shot, saved by Priest. Dylan Hare first to the loose puck. Another loose stick lying on the ice from someone. Rose knocks it clear to Landsbergs. Landsberg's off the glass. Icing washed off. Perry takes a hit from Morris. Gospel didn't like that one from the Bees forward. Puck finds way to Kieran Brown. Good poke check there by the Bees defenseman.
Well, with all due respect to Sam Gospel, that hit was legal, and you don't sign Liam Morris for his finesse qualities.
Bees try and break in. Good turnover there by Perry. Brown up ice finds Adkins. Adkins stops, waits for a moment, tries to get back to Ethan Hare. Shot through traffic, saved by Priest. Puck loose in front. And still covered up by Brethren Priest somehow. Genuinely no clue how he's managed to pull off the second save there.
The advantage of being 6'7" without your gear on, I suppose. Able to...
Absolutely. 3:58 to go here in the second period.
I'd forgotten about the sweet Caroline Count in this
I'm
building.
refusing to acknowledge the trolls this year. The Knights win the draw. Puck finds way up to Griffin. Griffin, shot goes well wide of Priest's left-hand post. Barron. Down low, B's able to bring it away. Cross pass gloved down by Griffin. Brown met by Kelly. How able to get round the B's man. Tries to go back to Barron. Passes behind him. B's the other way again. Again, another bit of scrappy play here. Adkins. That pass doesn't go anywhere near its target. Griffin. Let's try it this time. Now we find a bit of space. Brown met at the blue line by, I believe it's Josh Kelly.
It's Brendan Baird.
It's Brendan Baird, it's the other 70. They're both on the same line together now. Cross-ice pass. Baird is there to take it away from Barron. Over to Goodbye.
We talked again about how it's being a little bit scrappy. Probably in some ways kind of favours the Bees being able to sort of slow down that slick moving Knights attack. And where are we now? Into the into the 38th minute. Into the 38th minute with you know, with 2 all. I do wonder where do the Knights kind of go from here? They've got to keep sort of. They're obviously not going to distrust the game plan that served them so well, but both sides are starting to look a little bit short on ideas of how to break this deadlock.
Antonov finds Smith. Smith, brilliant poke check from Bo Neely. Take it away, the 2-on-1 opportunity. Knights the other way with Howlett. Howlett holds off Mog. Mog will get an equally good poke check and knock it into the corner. Appreciated by the Bees fans. Hayward from behind the Bees net. Goes back to Neely. Neely shot, glove down by Priest. He'll hold on. 2:13 to go in the second period.
But Bo Neely was a topic of conversation for a lot of people when he was signed with the Knights. Did wonder.
Here's the Priest save. The first one covered up there. It's loose, held up against the side of the net, and it goes straight back into the Welshman's glove.
Well, when they come straight towards you, it does help.
Yes.
But yeah, certainly on Neely, a lot of people wonder whether we're getting obviously a name a lot of people didn't know. British qualified, of course, from his time in the OHA. But if he's able to make that sort of goal-saving move.
Shot in front from Braden is blocked. Bees the other way. Stops the blue line, no, finally able to bring it away. Harker. Leaves out the hair. Back down behind Bees net with Nags. Held up there against the sideboards. Knights able to bring it away. Tries to go back to Archer. Perry, sorry. Shot is blocked in front. Bees will knock it clear. I think they're going to take the icing call here. Icing waved off. Ethan Hare with Webb for company. Able to find Dylan Hare. Up ice to Braden. Endicott. Shot for time angle. It's straight into the glove of Priest, sorry I should say. 1:23 left in the second.
Now, scores from around the league at the moment. The Sheffield Steel Dogs have won in Dumfries 3-2. The poor start for the Solway Sharks unfortunately continues. The latest though that we do have is Swindon are now 3-1 to the good at the Sapphire against the Raiders. Tomasz Malazinski with the power play goal early in the second period.
Man never stops scoring.
He never does. He never will, unfortunately.
Nope. Bees with the draw goodbye. Up ice to Downey. Downey will flip it into the opposite corner. Ballas gets chased. Bolden is there first. Atkins tries to bring it away. Tipped in front from Ballas. Still loose. It's not.
He's hit the post.
It's hit against the post. Bees still with it. Shot and goal. Ken Downey with a skate on it. Almost deflects it past Gospel. Straight on the other end. Kieran Brown on the breakaway. Saved by Priest. Bees will come back the other way. Carnage hockey as we head to the final minutes. Shot and goal. Saved by Gospel. Goodbye with a chance. Puts it wide. The goal at his mercy for that one.
I think everyone needs to take a bit of a deep breath here, but this, ladies and gentlemen, is why ice hockey is not only the fastest, but the greatest sport in the world.
Ballas holding it up in the corner with Jordan Griffin. Goodbye is down there as well.
I think they're almost holding it up at this point just so everybody can get their breath back.
Exactly, 24 seconds left on the period 2 clock. Someone's lost a stick. And there's a punch thrown there. The arm immediately goes up. The whistle is blown.
Well, Balash has slashed Griffin's stick out of his hands there off the play. And Griffin has responded by giving him the old
finger poke of doom.
Well, I think there's more than one finger in that front. It was less Kevin Nash and Hulk Hogan and more Eddie Kingston and Claudio Castagnoli for those wrestling fans. I said I'd get some wrestling references in.
Oh, well, I got one. Night is young. Griffin heads to the box. As Andy says, Ballas slashing the stick out of his hand, and Griffin responds the only way he probably could at that point. Ballas is also going to the box.
I mean,
I feel if you have to call one, you have to call both. Here,
yes,
really.
you do in that situation. The arm didn't go in the air, of course. Unfortunately,
did it for the second one, so I think they've made it up there. 39-44 the time of the penalties.
Yes, that was what I was about to say. There was obviously the arm went straight up after Griffin. Griffin did his best Alexander Usyk impression.
And yet we are going to stay 5-on-5.
Yes, I believe that's the preference now in the new rules.
So it's Jordan Griffin in the box for the Knights and Marcel Ballas for the Bees. Griffin 2 for roughing. Face off 1 by Wilstead. Mog down low, tries to get Antonov. Antonov still with it. Antonov wraparound attempt, help against the post again, has 2 goes at it. Neely with a clean up, puck, low slot, shot chance, saved by Gospel. High up into the netting, 3 seconds to go. The shot from Mog almost beating the Leeds netminder. And his net has led a charmed life in this last 45 seconds.
Probably very happy for things to slow down a bit now.
3 seconds to go. One last chance to the right of Gospel. Stead wins the draw. Shot from a tight angle is wide of the net. There's some confusion here because the buzzer has gone, but there was a whistle from the linesman. No, I think we are going to see the end of the period here.
I think picking a hill to die on there would be the suggestion to my officiating colleagues on that one.
I believe that is the end of the second period. The second period which has seen chances at both ends. And still after 40 minutes, we're all tied up here. Bees 2, Leeds Knights 2. And as we said, the Knights were probably better off in the first period. That second period was largely dominated by the home side.
And then, of course, the big frustration will be that they let up that short-handed goal. Of all the people to let skate in on your, to have that chance in front of your netminder, Kieran Brown. They'll be kicking themselves about that one. The first was the Knights, the second one was the Bees, though, and it has been their period. And again, that little bit of building of confidence. The issue, of course, though, is that Sam Gospel is still finding ways to make those saves. His rebound control has arguably been a bit better, tighter. Britton Priest has had a few saves that he's just sort of thrown a body part at, and the puck has kind of not been quite as controlled. However, 2-2 with 20 minutes, we talked about it. The Bees having that puncher's chance, 20 minutes. They have their puncher's chance. They need to make it count.
Well, we'll be back in about 15 minutes. The score here after 40 minutes. TSI World Bees 2, the Leeds Knights 2. Welcome back here to Slough for the third and possibly final period. This period break not interrupted to you this time by a 9-foot bee. It's Bees 2, Leeds 2. Elsewhere, also as Andy said it earlier, Solway losing 3-2 at home to the Sheffield Steel Dogs. It's currently the Hull Seahawks 1, Telford Tigers 0. It's Raiders 2, Swindon Wildcats 1.
Raiders 1, Wildcats 4 is the score from Sapphire. Yeah, a bit of a typo over that they've retracted. Hull 1-0 up, as you say, end of first. And currently the Peterborough Phantoms lead by 6 goals to 1 against the Bristol Pitbulls. Martin Susters has put in the 6th for the Phantoms.
As both teams join us for the third period. We are waiting on shots on goal for the second period, but at the moment we do know there was to be 1 goal from Dom Kabai, gave the Bees 2-1, put the Bees 2-1 up, and a short-handed goal from Kieran Brown, evening it up at 2-2 as we head into the final 20 minutes. We'll bring you the shots on goal just as soon as we get them.
I do wonder how similar they'll be. Again, whilst it was more the Bees period, like I said, the Knights had the first, the Bees had the second. Eventually the shot counts aren't going to be that massively different. There
is also a penalty to start the period from the end of that second period. That's what the whistle was. Will Stead will sit 2 minutes for a face-off violation timed at 40. Now I must admit a bit of confusion here because I thought you had to be warned for it first, and the only warnings I've seen all night have been given to the Leeds Knights. So I don't know if that's me just getting the rule wrong. Anthony, feel free to correct me if I am.
No, my understanding was that your side had to be warned before a face-off violation could happen. If I get an opportunity, I will very quickly skim through the rulebook on that one. But yes, either way, the Bees starting the third period, a man down.
So Leeds get a power play without the advantage. They start from centre ice. Their power play 4-13, just under 31%, 30.77 so far through 3 games. The Bees penalty kill 11 for 12, 91.67. Matt Barron back up to the blue line to Hayward. Puck finds way back down to Barron. Barron's shot takes the deflection and goes wide.
Sort of rolled off the end of his stick there. He sort of hit it with the toe rather than getting sort of flush in the middle.
He'll get another chance now. Goodbye's attempt to clearance also came off the end of the stick. Barron down low to Howlett. He can't get hold of it the first time. Howlett back at high. Hayward. That one will bounce over the stick of Hayward and out the zone. 1 minute gone on the Stead minor already. It only takes a split second to get a chance on the power play here, especially with a team like this. Barron over to Hayward. They will go behind the Knights net.
It suddenly goes quiet as everybody gets a little bit nervous there for a second.
Yeah, there was a few chats around there through the period break with people, feeling a bit anxious around this one. Barron round the boards. Adkins finds Howlett. 30 seconds. Howlett with Mog for company. Mog able to knock it away from one. Blocks the pass again. Rose can't quite get there. Barron with it again. Back up to Hayward. Hayward slides it to Brown. He'll have Baird for company. Tries to go back to Howlett. Hayward pitching in, finds Howlett. Back up to the blue line, over the stick of Hayward. And that will go length to the ice, and that will effectively do it for the power play. 5 seconds left on it.
Did take the opportunity just to speak to Knights coach Ryan Aldridge during the second break, where I looked at him and said, you know, there's still a chance there. And his response to me was, well, they're playing properly against us, which I think is as high a compliment to the Bees will have had about their game for some time.
I said it to you honestly before the game. You know, 5 games last year, the Bees played up to the opposition. Something you said about the Bison last year as well. The same thing. The Knights do have this ability to bring out the best in certain teams.
Yeah, and it's sometimes easier to kind of play against a good side because you know what you're gonna get, and almost a little bit like that power play. It felt a little bit telegraphed. It kind of was, you know what Leeds are going to do, so it's almost quite easy to counter it. The issue is that can you counter it? Not, you know, what do you do in that sort of sense? And actually, the Bees have been asked questions so far in this game, but they keep finding answers to them.
Smith goes for one cross-ice pass to Antonov, misses everything. That'll be ice all the way back down the other end.
There's a little tension in the air in this building, isn't there?
Very quiet.
And you know what? Good. This is what we want. You know, we were speaking earlier about the national division kind of as a product, and I said last year that the national division was the most competitive division in British ice hockey, and even then there was still a gap between teams. If this is the point where we're getting to, we're a team like the Bees who finished 10th against the side last year that did the double, then this can only be a good thing for hockey at this level, and ultimately hockey above when those young players get the opportunity to step up.
Antonov at the right hand side tries to go towards goal, loses the puck for a moment. Dylan Hare is there to separate him. Knights the other way. Shot from Ethan Hare comes off Braden in front, and that is cleared out the zone.
Yeah, the idea was there, the execution, however, was not, which feels a bit like the story of the Knights' evening.
Hare tips it up ice to Mog there, knocks it back. Knights the other way again, sort of stuck through a change at the moment. Ethan Hare goes back again. This time the puck finds his way up to Howlett. Howlett dipsy doodles his way around Harvey Stead, turns back the other way and takes 3 Bs with him. Howlett back up to the blue line. Shot comes in, loose man round in front. Hayward with a chance. Brithen Priest dives back across and gets the blocker down.
That's a superb bit of work there from Brithen Priest to get back across. The advantage of that height and just managed to stretch himself all the way out.
Archer from the goal line, shot in front. Hayward having a shovel at it. Priest sprawls out, saves it. Hayward gets dropped behind the play here by Harvey Stead. Howlett doesn't like it. Meanwhile, back at the other end of the ice, the Knights with it with Archer. Tries to go to Howlett. Mog intercepts, steps into the Knights zone. Mog shot and watched away by Gospel.
I have to confess, I'm very intrigued as to why that wasn't a penalty there on Harvey Stead. He's gotten away with one there.
You and me both. Harvey Stead from behind the Bees net. Tries to go past the goodbye, finds Ballas. Ballas at the right hand side, nearly to company. Ballas with it. Shot in front, saved by Gospel. Puck knocked loose and Nags will go back and collect.
Ballas had the chance there. Harkup just wasn't able to quite get there as quickly as he wanted to. If he'd had an extra step or two, he might have been in a position for a pass.
Baird goes back behind the Bees net to Nags with Adkins for company, finds Harkup. Harkup to the sideboards, chipped ahead by Rose. Offside is signalled, so the Bees will exit the zone. Leeds with it, 5 minutes gone in the third period. Up ice to Adkins, finds Brown, loses the handle, shipped ahead there. And Bees change.
Well, normally you wouldn't question that kind of play from Kieran Brown because, you know, the high level of skill. In a game so tight, this is time to do the simple things and do them well and do them correctly.
Landsbergs tries to find Webb, overplays that pass, and that's collected by Griffin. Griffin slides it across his deep arm and loose Baldwin, up to Adkins. Adkins tries to go for the cross-ice pass, that's blocked. Baldwin jumps in on the play. He'll lose out to Rossbottom. Stead. Up to Rossbottom. Up the right-hand side, one man to beat. Rossbottom makes it to the goal line. Drop pass. Not to take. Another shot comes in from the timeout, saved by Gospel.
Yeah, just came a bit late to Edis Landsberg there. Couldn't rein it in, and by the time he got the shot off, he was a bit too far wide, and Gospel had the angles covered.
And he's chipping on towards goal. Priest will push it into the corner. Braden is there. Puck knocked loose. Bees collect. Kelly goes straight up through centre ice. As you see, with that is going to be pushed away by Gospel. He'll settle it down for Perry. Perry fired up ice to Ethan Hare. Collected by Endicott.
The linesman's in the way.
God love him. Leeds try the right-hand side this time. Jumped ahead by Dylan Hare. Big hit down low from Endicott on Kelly.
Two old friends meeting on the end boards there.
Kelly then decides Ethan Hare isn't strong enough. Colvin will go back towards Dylan Hare.
Yes, a little message sent there by Josh Kelly that he is not quite as bouncy as some may first have thought.
Ask Tanner Butler that from last night.
Apparently so.
Hayward goes back, flipped up ice. Cross ice mat, pass finds the training man, shot on goal from Hayward, saved by Priest. Bees unable to clear it, kept in the blue line. Howlett weaves his way round one. Howlett can't get a shot away. Good work from Harvey Stead there. Howlett back up to the blue line, shot towards goal, saved by Priest. Held up behind the Bees net by Will Stead. Takes out his brother in the process.
And his brother comes away with his stick, which is probably the bigger issue on that one.
Puck knocked loose, Smith will knock it clear. Icing is signalled and then waved off. That's knocking on ahead. There's another broken stick as well on the ice here. Stick manufacturers in the south of England are making a killing tonight.
I was going to say the skate shop here is going to be they're going to be very, very happy.
Goodbye with a move round Griffin. Tries to do it again. Griffin does well to get back into it. Bolden from behind the goal. Blocked by Goodbye. Penalty called here on the coach.
He's caught him high, I think.
Yep, it's high sticks there. It's called on Goodbye. Matt Hayward, little cheeky word in the ear of Goodbye there. 48-15 the time of the penalty. And the Knights will have their second go on the power play of the evening. In probably the first of what could be many big moments in tonight's game.
It feels like it's very tightly poised. Just looking around the league at the moment, of course, in terms of games ongoing, Raiders 1, Wildcats 4 is the end of second score there. The Seahawks lead by a goal to nil against the Telford Tigers. Emerald Svek on the scoreboard there. Phantoms now 7-1 to the good against the Bristol Pitbulls.
It's a good weekend for fans of the Pitbulls. Knights with it, down low, Howlett. Drops it off for Brown, down low to Barron. Barron goes to the low slot, chance for Adkins off the side of the cage. Brown goes back up to the blue line. Hayward. Down to Adkins. Hayward winds up, fires, shot for traffic, blocker down by Priest. Away from Howlett, couldn't quite get on the end of it. Doughty will hold him off for a moment. Kept in at the blue line by Hayward. Brown. Circling. Drops it off for Howlett. Back up to Barron, Hayward. Down low again, Howlett on the goal line. Finds the gap, shot off the post and goes in! Matt Barron with a hell of a ripped wrist shot, comes off the post, slides along the goal line and goes in. The Knights get the power play goal. 49 minutes exactly on the clock. They lead 3-2.
Bit of a dagger blow, it almost feels a little bit of a dagger blow, but still time, 11 minutes. And the Bees have shown that they can respond in this game, but just one of those ones, unfortunately, you can't do much about it. The shot beats Brithen Priest, hits the crossbar, hits his back, dribbles over the line. There's not much you can kind of do about that one when you're already beaten. Those long arms can only stretch so far.
Go, go, gadget arms. Knights in the draw and it's not ahead. Kelly able to send it the other way. Barron from Howlett and Hayward is the third Knights goal. So the Bees can't get out their own end at the moment. Will Stead with it. Endicott. Shot from the blue line is blocked in front by Harvey Stead. Antonov sells loose puck down, goes for a long stretch pass to Will Stead. Icing is immediately called. 10:27 to go in the third.
This is gut check time for the Bees here. They've been the equals of the Knights throughout this entire game. The Knights have squeaked their way ahead again. And ultimately, this is the moment where they need to kind of look inside themselves. Do they have the mettle to stand up to the league champs?
Well, find the replay for the third Knights goal shortly as quick as we can. Bees win the draw. Smith over to Kelly. Josh Smith is now playing. No, he's not. I was about to say he's playing D at the moment, but it's just dropped far back to collect the puck. Wilstead in the far corner. Loses out. Antonov tries to go back to Kelly. Takes a foot pass front. Wilstead is there, still loose. Antonov collects it down the back of the net. Slow slot chance. And sticks in the lane for the Knights. Stops the Bees in their tracks.
The Knights have done really well there in terms of just tying up sticks in front of the net. Gospel's been able to just get that little piece of it, and then been able to get rid of it.
Puck held up against the boards now. Finally comes loose. Antonov loses out possession to Archer. Howlett shoved backwards by Wilstead. Antonov will bring it out of the zone. Tries to spin away from Haywood. Held up against the boards. Knights the other way. Chipped ahead. They'll go for a change. 9.5 minutes to go. Kelly drops it off for Harvey Stead. I'm going to say throws a deke at Josh Adkins there, but I think he just sort of flailed around.
If you ask him later, he entirely meant to do that.
Knights in the other way. Adkins stopped at the blue line by Ross Bottom. Griffin will go back. Stretch pass finds Brown. Brown at the left-hand side looks for Adkins in front of the net. No one there. Skips through the other side. Ross Bottom collects his puck. Bolden over to Griffin. Finds Brown. Adkins at the left-hand side again. Spins back and finds a trailing Lewis Bolden. Lewis Bolden shot. Gongs the mask off Britton Priest. Quite literally off of Britton Priest. And that is stopped in play with 8:47 to go. I think we have the third goal for you here. Matt Brown pinches it off the blue line, and that shot is hammered.
Yeah.
And just trickles over the line.
Pines, spine, and then nearly the twine.
Nearly twine. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Priest is okay. They're just checking his mask over here.
It was a dangerous moment there, though, for the Bees as well. And obviously, Priest has done what all netminders need to do. You get whatever you can in the way. But it started to open up a little bit for the Knights there. That's dangerous. The Bees cannot play this game if they start giving the Knights space. There's tired legs, there's tired minds, but they need to be focused here. Like we said,
they need to stick to the game plan. That's the thing. The game plan's worked for 40 minutes. There's no need to change it just yet.
No, as we said, they've been the equal of the Knights for the majority of this game. Only one goal separates them, and there is time for them to do damage here, but they cannot let this get away from them. This is where the Knights have been able to win games. You think of the playoff semi-final, you think of against Telford, where they won it late. The Knights can strike whenever, but the Bees need to be on their game in the clutch.
The Bees come away with the face-off. Goodbye. Hammers Brown against the boards. The penalty is immediately called behind the play. 51-22 the time of the penalty. We'll wait and see what is called there. Brown is...
There's an arm in the air from Mr. Jarvie from a distance.
Yeah, the penalty was called. Brown has gotten up and is skating back to the bench. It's just off the camera, unfortunately for us, unless the player was following it. So we might get it on the centre ice cam. 51-22 the time of the penalty. We'll wait and see what is called by the officials as Goodbye heads to the box. It was a heavy landing for Kieran Brown against the boards.
It was a heavy landing, holding his face as well.
2 for boarding is called. So the Knights will jump straight back onto another power play. London buses, you get wait for 1-3 come along all in one period.
Unfortunately for Dom Goodbye, another penalty.
Well, the thing is, they scored on the last Goodbye penalty. Goodbye has been one of the more used penalty killers through pre-season in the first three games of the year. Obviously, perks of being the coach. And here is the hit, and just the back end of it. It does just look like it's a heavy landing, but it is boarding. It's as clear as day.
Yeah. By one team's big player against the other team's big player, and you can see why Goodbye will be used on the penalty kill so heavily. Aside from the fact he's the coach, one of the fastest skaters on the team, one of the better shooters. If you can get someone like Goodbye in behind the defence, you've got a pretty solid chance of getting a goal even against a player like Sam Gospel.
They did last night in Bristol as well. It's the exact same way you say it, Anthony. Goodbye jumping in and getting a shot through Smithell.
Although Marcel Balach, of course, one of, if not the highest short-handed goal scorer in the national division last year.
He was the highest scoring short-handed player last year. So why Goodbye Balach has been the short-handed pairing all year in terms of forwards. Knights with it. Barron again sending up shot down low to Adkins. Adkins back to Barron. Shot this time is held by Priest. He'll hold on. 1:25 left on the goodbye minor.
Adkins there with a few words for, notorious agitator Stuart Mogg.
Yes, well known for being Hoogland with Stuart. Brown is back out on the ice now. He did miss the start of that power play. He has now rejoined the game and is currently chirping the Bees bench.
There appears to be a few words coming from the Bees bench towards him, potentially questioning just how voraciously he did hit the deck there, because it wasn't a good hit by any stretch of the imagination.
No, just a clear as day Bourne, sadly. Howlett down to Barron. He said Bourne there. Back up to the blue line, Hayward. Circling around, picks his moment, tries to go to the back door, covered up by Priest, lays out, and once again Josh Adkins in front has a bit of a dig at Priest, and it's all getting a bit feisty. I believe the common phrase here is "Don't touch my goalie."
Very brave of our linesman this evening to be so involved so quickly there as well. But yes, fantastic bit of work there by Priest in there in tight. Didn't panic. Quick movements, but not quick heads. Here we go. We can see the replay here. Gets very feisty. Priest is sort of sat up, and there's a poke there from Adkins. It didn't necessarily need to make. The puck's not loose. It's not there to be played. All you've done there is just anger the defence there.
Brown with a shot from the blue line is blocked by Antonov. Goes back the length of the ice. 1 minute left on the goodbye penalty.
But probably potentially as well part of the gameplay there from Adkins as well. Start to rattle, start to get a few tempers boiling because hot heads make mistakes.
Adkins up the right hand side, tries to go down low, does. Howlett pinned against the boards. Held down just below us here, finally comes loose. Adkins is there. Back up to the blue line, finds way to Hayward. Hayward shot blocked in front by Smith. Howlett finds Barron. Goes back to Howlett now. Hayward. Puck finds his way around to Barron, scorer the Leeds game-winning goal as it stands right now. Barron down to Brown. He'll go back to Hayward. 15 seconds left on the goodbye minor. Finds Barron. Cross ice pass to Adkins. Can't get under control. Puck floats up high into the corner. Barron is there. Over to Adkins. Brown. Back at the blue line. Goodbye out of the box. Penalty killed shot through traffic goes wide. Howlett drops it off for Barron. Knight's able to change it. They did have 5 forwards out there. They are now able to get 2 D-men out. 6:15 left here in the third period. Puck finally knocked loose. Antonov collects. He'll go for the cross ice pass, and that is going to go. No one knows. Icing waved off as Bailey Perry plays it. For a moment there, it looked like it could have been a mistake.
One of those things where potentially it might have been waved off anyhow because it was so close to Perry. You might have been judged to have been able to play it and left it.
That icing is also waved off as Kelly is deemed to have been able to play it. Attempted clearance stopped at the blue line. Endicott into the zone. Tries to drop it off for a trailing forward. Can't find anyone. Doughty the other way. Doughty tries to go cross ice to Ballas. He's stopped by Ethan Hare. Kelly now. Gets the centre ice line, flips it into the corner. Ballas gives chase, knocks the puck loose. Goes back to Kelly. Kelly, shot, deflects to the front. Finds way to Ballas on the back door. Shot for a tight angle, saved by Gospel.
Not the best. It's not the best of shots, but a very timely save there by Sam Gospel.
Armstead shot from the blue line, takes the deflection, goes behind him. Goodbye, spins away, floats into the corner. Bees will try and change. Knight's the other way with Endicott. He hits it ahead. Priest settles it down at full Harvestead as both teams will change lines.
5 minutes to go here, and you do have to wonder what have the Bees got in their locker to be able to find that extra goal. They've had success, kind of getting to the net, driving it, trying to do some different things. They've not had a lot of luck, sort of, unfortunately, doing bits and pieces like that.
That ice, is that one going to stay as icing? That one is staying as icing. Obviously, the Bees bench doesn't like it as Dan Rose beats the D-man to the puck. We'll come back the length of the ice. Face off to the right of Priest with 4:49 left on the clock.
And this is one of those things that happens. The Bees can't get frustrated by tiny little things. They've got to be able to control the things they can control here and not lose their temper over. They don't need to die on every hill, especially with 4:38 to go.
Rose into the zone, spins away from one man, tries to go for the pass to Rossbottom, blocked. Mogg able to block a Knights escape. Mogg on the right hand side, wheels his way through, shot on goal, goes wide of the net. Knights will break the other way. Rossbottom is there though to get in front of an on-rushing forward, which is James Archer.
Mogg with dollar signs in his eyes there. He had Webb with him. He might have had a better angle on the shot, but you can't blame a man for going for glory.
Bees into the zone with Antonov. No look passes it into just empty space, unfortunately, for the Bees. Knights the other way again. Archer up the right hand side, flips it on ahead. Nags will go back to collect. Puck finds his way up to Antonov. Wilstead cuts in at the blue line. It's deemed by the linesman.
That's very tight. I thought that'd come out myself from here, but the linesman does have a much better angle, of course.
Wilstead looks for an option, finds Morris. Down to Antonov. Baird, shot through traffic. Gospel can't see it, but it's wide of the net. Atkins will clear it up ice.
And kept the clock running, which is important, and allowed a few personnel changes there.
Harkup tries to go to Wilstead. That pass just not quite to tape. Nags turns it over. Atkins rushing in. That shot goes over the crossbar, out the other side. Griffin will collect the puck from his own blue line.
Moment of inexperience there from young Mr. Nags, but fortunately the shot was not of the requisite quality.
Bees into the zone. Lovely mitt there for Kieran Brown. He is taken down by Balaz into Priest.
Cuddle party in the crease with Britton Priest.
Yep. Nothing malicious in that one. 2:57 to go in the third period.
A little early for me to start thinking about potentially calling Britton Priest to the bench. Probably a little early as well for that timeout. There's still a bit of time for the Bees to play with before desperation really needs to kick in. But they probably try. The issue here, of course, is they could try upping the tempo. But that's probably one of the things they like to be able to match quite easily.
They'll have to play it situationally now. Doughty off the boards, finds Goodbye. Goodbye, one man to beat. Good job by Bailey Perry there. Finds Balaz. Balaz tries to go back to Doughty. Round the boards, off of the referee. Knights not able to clear, and that's Kelly backhanding it, trying to go to Doughty, finds its way down to Goodbye. Goodbye loses the puck, Knights clear off the boards, takes a bounce off the boards. Great despairing dive there from the Knights D-man. I think it's Bo Neely able to knock it clear.
Yes, I believe so.
Knights will knock it ahead.
Actually, it was Bailey Perry by the look of it.
It was Bailey Perry again. Kelly up ice.
Is it cool?
Offside is called on the Knights.
Don Goodbye there very vociferously making his feelings known as to where that face-off should go.
And it's going to go all the way down to the right-hand side of Sam Gospel.
And the Bees player coach gets his wish.
Face-off to Gospel's right, with 2:16 to go in the third period. Face-off, won by the Knights, held up. Bees able to come away with it. Mogg avoids a hit from Archer. Down low to Antonov. He loses out on the puck for a moment. Bees, Antonov wins it back. Finds Mogg, pinching off the blue line. Down low, Stuart Mogg. Around the back, and then it goes to the wraparound. Down a low slot, loose puck again. Final 2 minutes, Knights clear the puck again.
The Knights again getting those sticks in the lane, knowing that the Bees have tried that move a couple of times to then put the puck back in.
Morris tries to break into the zone, and we'll get a late penalty here on the Knights. I believe that's clipping has just been called there on the Knights. I can't quite see what it is from this angle.
I think it's Lewis Colvin by the look of it. Great bit of work there by Liam Morris as well to just put Colvin in a position where he needed to do something and has drawn the penalty.
Beats.
Yeah, minute 46 to go. This is probably the right time to do it. Power play as well. You'd venture with the face-off down in that zone. If Priest isn't on the bench for this face-off, he's going to be pretty close to the top of his hash marks, ready to step off at a moment's notice.
So timeout Bees at the same time, 58-14 for those playing along at home. I believe that's clipping. It was called clipping. We'll await the official announcement on that. And that hasn't gone up on the clock yet either, which isn't helpful.
No, which I don't think it would.
We think it was Louis Colvin.
I'm pretty certain it was, but the like I said, that tension hasn't quite left the building. And here's the thing: in this sort of situation last year, I'm pretty certain there'd be a few Beast fans who would be hoping rather than expecting. The way this game has gone tonight, as predicted, Britton Priest has stayed out of his net. He's stayed on the bench. 6 men on the ice for the Bees. And like I say, maybe last year might have been hope more than expectation. But you do think the Bees have been in this game the entire way. Someone has to be the hero. They have to be the hero now.
6 on 4, face off again, warning to the Bees. And also this as well, the clock actually didn't start running there either.
I don't appear to be hearing any complaints from anybody around me, so I'll stop mentioning it.
I don't think anyone noticed that. Face off won by the Bees, comes back to Mog on the blue line. Looking for an option, back to Mog. 6 men in white shirts, goodbye down low to Antonov, back to goodbye. Mog from the blue line, winds up, fakes the shot, over to goodbye. Finds Ballas, shot or goal, saved by, seems off the shoulder of Gospel, and will go the length of the ice. Knights will change. 1 minute 20.
The Knights doing similar to what they've done. It's just getting sticks in the lane, not giving Bees easy options to, for things to do.
Smith, wayward pass, still finds up on the stick of Ballas. Ballas to the front of the net, puck still loose. No, caught up by a Knights defenseman. Bees come away with it. Smith
just lost the handle
back
there.
To Mog. Down low to Ballas. Final minutes, Antonov. They need to work a shooting lane here for the Bees.
The Knights just being patient, they're not being pulled too far in any one direction. It's a very, very good penalty kill.
Down low, puck takes a deflection off the plexi behind the Knights net. Antonov brings it away over to Ballas. Ballas winds up, slap past Antonov, down low to the low slot, puck still loose in front, save from Gospel.
That's a massive save from Sam Gospel there, the sort of thing
Antonov
you need
still with it, 30 seconds, sorry Anthony. Puck through the crease. Mog winds up, shot blocked in front, Knights will get it, fanned on, attempted shot, takes a bounce off the boards, off the post. 10 seconds though, that might be done. Goodbye, they have to go quick here, the Bees. 8 seconds, Goodbye leads the rush up ice, threes his way round one, 3 Knights will take him down and create a turnover. Smith, that'll do it, and the Knights hang on to take the win 3-2. and keep the unbeaten streak alive.
There's a few heads that have dropped here from the Bees right at the end. A lot of tired legs, like I said, tired legs and tired minds, but they really should be able to hold their heads up here. Yes, they've lost tonight, and nobody likes losing in that, but they have gone blow for blow with by far and away what are regarded as one of the best teams in the country. You know, undisputedly the best team in the country at this level last year. It's signs of improvement. It's not a great result. It is a very, very good performance. It's a performance that people can give people a lot of promise. People might have thought, yeah, win an opening weekend, you make of that what you make of that. But the Bees have shown over the last few games that not only that, they can string performances together. They've come out on the wrong end of this result. There's a few people that might even question whether the better side lost in this game. For me, the Knights probably edged it a little bit with their overall kind of quality. They're a bit more creative going forward. They kind of were able to do a little bit more with it. The Bees may be just lacking a little bit now to kind of what to do in that situation against such a good side. But if this is the kind of Bees side that we're going to get this year, that we're going to see this year across the National Division, this team are going to cause problems. I've said it about a few other teams. I was speaking about some teams in South One when I was on a podcast earlier this week, about looking at teams that maybe are not going to be league champions, but they're going to cause problems, give out some metaphorical bloody noses. The Knights are walking away. Maybe they are walking away with the 2 points, and they'll be very happy with it. But they were hard fought. The league champions are coming away from the hangar with a bloody nose. Leeds
4 wins from 4. Again, the train keeps rolling, as you say, and it's not the usual suspects. Obviously, the goals are still coming from the sources you expect to see, your Kieran Browns, your Matt Barron. But every line down that lineup puts in a shift. You do not get 2 minutes off. It's not a case of the top 2 lines aren't on the ice. We're playing what is effectively an under-21 unit that we can have a moment here of domination. It's like, no, you are in a game for 60 minutes here against the Knights, and it shows that even against teams that might be perceived as lower opposition, they're not taking a night off again.
No, there's that. You shouldn't really be able to take nights off in this league, pardon the pun. But like I say, we've been treated to like I say, maybe not the freest flowing, maybe not the slickest of games. What we've been treated to is an attritional battle. We've had two sides going backwards and forwards, end to end. Like you say, it's been no shifts off from either side for the entire duration of the evening, and ultimately one side had to win, one side had to lose. Unfortunately for the home fans, it's the Bees who go down this evening. But you know, sometimes you lose, but you can hold your head high. There's a lot of guys on that ice tonight who should be able to hold their head high, irrespective of the fact the points haven't stayed in Slough.
If you had to pick a man in the match for the Leeds Knights, who would you say were the standouts tonight for them?
I think Sam Gospel stood out very much. Matt Atkins.
Josh Atkins.
I'm sorry.
Josh Atkins.
Josh Atkins and Matt Barron. There we go. Got them the other way round. Barron for me, probably. Someone's coming towards us.
We'll soon find out. I believe that's gone to Josh Atkins.
I mean, that's fair enough. I think it's a pretty solid performance from him.
Agitators always get rewards. He's rewarded with a crate of beer.
Always well received by Bees faithful as well. Somebody who's able to have a bit of skill but also get a bit stuck in.
They made a habit of it as the Leeds Knights go for a well-deserved lap of honour around the rink. The Knightsy fans who have travelled down here to watch it with us, and if you've joined us on stream, thank you, of course. We look forward to seeing you the next time you are down here. I believe there's only one more game between the two teams here in Slough this year. I think it's one of the luck of the draws. We keep getting only 2 games against the Knights. We hope you enjoyed, obviously, the rest of your week, well, until we see you again. Anthony, you said it yourself, the Bees, yes, they've lost here, but they've put in one hell of a performance again.
They really have, and it was also the little things as well. It was one of the big questions about the Bees was their defence. They obviously brought a few guys across from Basingstoke who didn't have the greatest of years defensively last year. There was, of course, a question mark about Brithin Priest. For me, Priest has been superb this evening. He's gonna need to stand tall a lot this year potentially, but he did it tonight.
I believe that September Supporters Club Player of the Month award has just been given to Marcel Ballas. So in the end,
not unreasonable given his very impressive start to the year.
Yes, started hot. Has your opinion of the Bees possibly changed after seeing them live now?
I think my feelings about necessarily just their overall toughness and their depth have probably changed a little bit. They do appear to work very, very well as a unit, and the quality of depth is probably a little higher than I first anticipated. I think the big question for the Bees is the consistency. 3 wins from 4 is a really, really good start to the year, but this is a conversation to have in late November, early December. Where will the Bees be then? And I think that's probably the thing that a lot of people will have questioned, had thoughts, had feelings on, is that because teams in this division are able to string results together, that's doable. It's something the Bees weren't able to do last year. I don't believe they had a winning streak of any more than a game.
I think it was 2 was the highest one. The problem the Bees had, particularly last year, was like you said, it was the consistency. The performances were there, and sometimes just sheer hockey god luck just wasn't on their side.
Well, the winning goal has hit the crossbar, hit the back of the netminder and dribbled in.
Exactly, and I think the difference that has already been kind of set from last weekend, this weekend, from last year, is confidence.
Yep.
Confidence is stupid things in this sport, in any sport. And it's a team that has gone into every game thinking they can win it this year. And as you say, the depth, the fact that they've got 4 lines they can roll through, just feels like there's something a bit different about this B side that maybe people are taking them a bit underappreciated. Man of the match for the Bees tonight, Brithin Priest. I think that's a fair shout. Anthony, would you have had any others as well?
Apart from Brithin, I was very impressed with a lot of the Beastie. I thought Brendan Baird had a very good game. I thought Stuart Mogg had a very good game. I think, like I said, it was very much kind of a team performance up front. Josh Smith, I thought, was probably the standout one there. But I think the man of the match is going to Brithin was a relatively easy discussion. I don't think anybody stood out quite as much as he did. And like I say, he's the player I think that, having seen him with my own eyes, I probably will have changed my opinion on the most. He, like I said, there was a few moments, particularly in the second, I thought, where his rebound control was not quite where it needed to be. But there was those moments where the Knights changed their tack and made things happen in tight, where it would be very easy with a man of that size to be very sort of flappy, flail himself around, and actually he's very, very controlled and thrived in that environment. In a small rink like this, it's a very, very good net mileage to have.
As he goes to the standard man of the match procedure of signing a cap and giving it to the fan base. The Bees go for their lap of honour. Again, a crowd that has stayed around to show their appreciation for them tonight in the spirited display against the reigning champions, losing 3-2 to the Leeds Knights. Gives me some time to say thank you for joining us. Anthony, thank you for joining me, obviously.
Not a problem at all.
Gives me the opportunity to say, should we do it again in 2 weeks?
I think we probably should. No game next weekend, but I think you and I are down to do this dance again on Sunday the 15th against the Solway Sharks.
Sunday the 15th of October is your next Bees Match Night live stream, where we welcome for the very first time the Solway Sharks to town. 5 o'clock face-off here in the hangar if you can make it. 4 o'clock if you're watching it on the stream with me and Anthony, who is back with us next time. From Anthony and myself, thank you and good night.